What's up, everyone? It's Justin Parnell back again with another episode of Journey of Discovery, the free-to-play MTG Arena series. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment, a like, and a share if you can. And of course, if you want to listen to the Thinktwice podcast, search Thinktwice MTG on any audio platform such as SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spotify, and of course here on YouTube. And if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG. All right, we're going to be playing another ranked Ravnica Allegiance draft. I actually haven't had a chance to draft since last week. And if you haven't watched last week's episode, then I would recommend that you go back and do so because it's a pretty fantastic one. So I can't guarantee it's as awesome as the one we did last time, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so we open on a pack with, I would say that there's 3 cards in this pack that I think are above the rest. However, one of them is a 2-colored card in Frenzied Arynx, which is actually a really good card, especially for a common. This thing is like well above the curve. But I don't think it's the best green card in the pack, which I'll get to in a second. We have Angelic Exaltation, which is essentially whenever it gives your creatures exalted. So that's an interesting thing to put in Ravnica Allegiance, but here we are, gives your creatures exalted. And then of course what I believe is the best card in the pack and a nice rare for our collection, which is Incubation Druid. Incubation Druid it's at a perfect intersection between what are guilds that I've enjoyed drafting the most, which are Simic and Gruul. It ramps your mana, which is great, of course, because there's Adapt and some larger things. And then, of course, turns into a sizable threat, a 3/5 later in the game. So we're just going to happily take Incubation Druid here. There's not like a spectacular card. I think those are the best cards in the pack. But I'm happy to take Incubation Druid, especially when I think this is our 3rd one for our collection. So, all right. Here we see a lot of good blue and green cards. Applied, Biomancy, and then of course the Area Munculus. Now, the card that intrigues me the most is Amplifier. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Till your next turn, its base power and toughness is twice that card's base power and toughness, and then put the rest on the bottom in any order. So, worst case scenario, we reveal Incubation Druid, and it becomes a 0/4. That's pretty bad. But otherwise, if you have any sizable creatures, and likely you're going to be playing this in Gruul, especially, or we would anyway, that our creatures are going to be a little bit bigger. So I think I kind of want to try this. I haven't been able to play it yet. I've drafted it once and then never drew it in the draft. So I think we're going to pass up these 2 really solid cards for this Amplifier, and we'll just give it a shot. Okay. All right. So best card in this pack, just whether you have gates or not, is probably Gatebreaker Ram. This just incentivizes you to pick up some gates, which is not really something that I'm opposed to anyway. There's really only one other card that I think is extremely good in this pack, and that's Chillbringer. Although I do think that Chillbringer's probably better than the Ram. But since we took Amplifier, not to say that we can't be 3 colors, maybe we'll just take Chillbringer instead of the Ram. We did the Ram thing last week, right? Although this is encouraging us to go into 3 colors anyway. Whatever, we'll take the Chillbringer. Okay. Here we don't really have anything exciting. We do have a Skewer the Critics, which is, this is just a removal spell. Regardless if you can spectacle it or not, a removal spell is a removal spell. So, Senate Griffin is good if we're doing, blue cards, and this is a good enough one to encourage you to do so. But Skewer the Critics, this is just a good removal spell. I think the best card in the pack is probably the Enforcer, but we'll take the Skewer. Okay, so here we have a bunch of mediocre cards other than Cry the Carnarium, which is probably the best card, and then the Macabre Mockery is the second best. It's probably not good enough for us to give up on what we have going on. I do like Macabre Mockery. Probably not enough for me to jump into it. Otherwise, it's just going to be this Territorial Boar or the Rampaging Rinthorn. I don't know. Maybe it should be this Incongruity, which is just essentially a 3-color kill spell. So it's nothing too great, but maybe that's good enough. I don't know. I think I'm going to take the Rinthorn. This card is the one we're most likely to play. This card's fine, but this is limited, so giving them a 3/3 is not like the most irrelevant thing in the world. It's pretty relevant, actually. Okay. Well, we don't really have anything for us. 3 uncommons still left in the pack. I guess the best one is Essence Capture. I don't think it is too great. We're not going to play this Sphinx. Probably going to play it more than the Essence Capture. We'll take that. Maybe we end up ramping up some. Okay, here we also see nothing. Just nothing. The best card is the Syndicate Messenger for sure, but the card we're most likely to play is the Guildgate, right? We're not going to take this Root Snare or this Locket. Whatever. Let's take the Gate. Disappointed. Okay, so here we actually have a couple of good cards. This is a really late Rustabout. In the Wrecking Beast and then Simic Guildgate, which is going to be the pick, but this is a much better pack than the last one. Sentinel's Mark is still in this pack somehow, which is surprising. I actually think the Gift of Strength is a lot better than it looks. Because of course, because it just looks like Combat Trick, but I've actually found this card to be pretty good and lost to it more than I would be comfortable saying out loud. The best card in the pack is Fairy Duelist. Maybe we should just take that. We'll end up with more Gift of Strengths. Yeah. I'll take the Fairy Duelist. I'll take another Fairy Duelist. We're not going to play this. I'd rather just play more of these. Take the uncommon for the collection. The Humongulous, Huge Mungulus, which is the card we're most likely to play. We could potentially play this if it ends up really bad. Okay, there's Tower Defense. All right. Not great. I'm going to be honest with everybody, not great. That was not exactly where we wanted. Okay, pack 2. Fawn of Agonies, High Alert, Combined Guildmage, which is okay, Shark to Crab, which is the card we're almost certainly going to take. With two good multicolored cards on the bottom, since we're kind of in Teamer, right? I guess. We're going to take Shark to Crab. Okay, and then here we see... I actually do like the Clamor Shaman. Or Clamor Shaman. I guess it depends how you pronounce the Clamor Shamar. The Clamor Shamer. Either way, this card has just been much better than I would have liked it to be. This can make it very annoying for your opponent to block. And we don't have a ton of huge things, but I don't know, that card has impressed me, I think, more, like I said, more than it should. Here we're probably just going to take this Dagger Caster. This card's also super solid. It makes combat weird for your opponent before blocks, makes combat bad for your opponent after blocks, because you can probably make them attack badly, kill their creatures. Titanic Brawl is really good too, but we can find one of those later. Eyes Everywhere. maybe there'll be a deck where we play this card. It's not this one. Daggercaster it is. Okay, here we're just going to take the Gruul Guild. Oh, no, we have an actual good card that we need to take. All right. Well, the Saraform Hybrid. We need additional 2-drops. This is a good one, so we'll take it. Ooh. We have Chillbringer, another Chillbringer, which I like. Then we have the old Galloping Lizrog. Probably not as good as Chillbringer. Well, it's definitely not. But I do like it. We get counters from this, counters from this, counters from this, counters from this. Yeah, we're going to take the Chillbringer, though. It's still just the best card. Okay, here we're going to take Colossus, Collision and Colossus. Let me get that right. Collision, Colossus. This is a really great combat trick, and it can just kill a flyer. This card's fantastic. Okay. Man, I was totally ready to take this Guildgate. But we do see a old Bolrock Clan Crusher. So this removes things if you've adapted, and then if you've rioted, it can also remove counters to do 2 damage. This card's pretty fantastic. Okay, here we're not going to take this Skitter Eel. We do need fixing. There's been like all the fixing that we've needed in this pack. We kind of just have to hope that some of it comes back around. Skitter Eel is good. I don't want you guys to think that it's not, but we're doing pretty solid on playables, and we just need to be able to cast our cards. We want to pass this Swirling Torrent, though. Double removal spell. What is our curve looking like? Looking pretty good. Whatever, we're going to take it. Pass up more fixing. Okay, fixing. We have to just be, we have to be confident in our fixing. Unlikely to play this, but it's a playable card. Here's a Titanic Brawl. We'll play that one. Root Snare, sure. Fixing. Another Titanic Brawl. Okay. All right, Axebane Beast. Oh boy, all right. Rakdos, the Showstopper. Now, this is about as much of a bomb as you can have. It's not going to be easy for us to cast it, obviously. It's pretty insane to hit off an amplifier. I think we have to take it. I mean, we're passing up 2 good cards. The Gruul Beastmaster, which is this is unfortunately this is like the best kind of deck for it, but we can figure out a way to splash this, right? This card just has to be powerful enough. Yeah, whatever, we'll take it. All right, here we just take the Aeromoculus. What if we... Yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Maybe we go light on blue. Maybe end up cutting these Fairy Duelists. And just kind of... just splashing... Chillbringer, Swirling Torrent, and Shark to Crab. That actually sounds pretty good. We have 2 Guildgates, which means another Guildgate would be good. All right, let's take cards out and see what that looks like. Then we're kind of just red-green with a small splash. So that puts us to 16 cards. And we would need a couple of 2-drops. We'll take this Goblin. It's just super early Goblin. Oh, that's probably just worse than this, right? Even if we just play minimal, yeah, it's just worse. We'll play this. We'll pick it just in case. Ooh, a Tithe Taker. Well, we're gonna take this Tithe Taker for our collection. Fortunately, we're not really passing up anything. Otherwise, I would just be taking this Rendhorn, but that's not that big of a loss. Rendhorn is good, but it's not spectacularly good. Okay, so here We are going to take... Okay, we didn't end up with any Rakdos lockets. We're going to take this Rakdos Guildgate. All right. Oh man, this pack is like a... This pack is a blank for us. Really. Sphinx of New Prov. Nope. No white. No white. We're not playing this. No black. Minimal black anyway. No white. Minimal black. I think this is the card we're going to take. No, we're going to take the Guildgate. It's the card that is most likely to make our deck, even if it's almost impossible for it to make our deck. All right. I think it's the Goblin here now. Not another Titanic Brawl. Sure. Orzhov Locket. Not the one we want, but we do get a Starform hybrid, which is what we want. Here's a Titanic Brawl. I'm not playing that to cast Rakdos. I'll just not cast Rakdos. I'll take this for the collection, even though I think we have 4 of those. So we have 1 black source. 1 black source. All right. We get the Rendhorn, or do we want a Mammoth? No, we want the Rendhorn. No, we'll take the Mammoth Spider. If we end up, especially if we end up not playing blue. This would be a terrible way to play Rakdos. Too terrible, in fact. The Growl Locket. Here's a Root Snare for our sideboard that we're never going to have. Here's a High Alert. Here's another Locket. Okay. So, can we play Rakdos? Probably not. Probably not, unfortunately. We tried the fixing, wasn't there. We didn't get it early enough. Oh well. Sacrifices were made. Okay, so now if we go back to add the correct color... the correct colors of cards back in our deck, which is this Areomoculus. And then probably these Fairy Duelist. Then we're actually left with a pretty solid teamer deck. With a couple of decent removal. This Amplifier actually could be pretty good. We have some large creatures. We only have a couple of misses. So 3 Titanic Brawls, which is good. We have a lot of things that have +1/+1 counters, which I like. Yeah, this deck seems solid. I mean, as much as I want to do Rakdos, sometimes it's just not in the cards. Would rather have the other Rendhorn than the Mammoth Spider, but you know, that's just a mistake that we made. Don't care about these Axebane Beasts. Would be fine if we needed 4s. We don't, really. We have a lot of 5s, so I'd rather keep our curve low to the ground. What's got to be our picture? That's really important. Incubation Druid. How about Shark to Crab? That's going to be the picture. Okay. All right. We got what looks like a pretty solid teamer deck. Let's give it a shot. All right. We're on the draw, but we have a beautiful curve with all of our colors of mana. What more could we ask for? No more lands as a start. Right on time. All right, now no more. Six is the max that we need. This is also a great curve, by the way. It goes 2, 3, 4 is adapt, 5, 6 is adapt. We might be able to win without drawing any more spells. Okay. Getting for 2. Summary Judgment? Alright. How about this one? Glad we took this Area Moleculus. We could have had another one. We would have had it over the Rakdos, but, you know. That happens. It's going to happen sometimes. So we attack for 3. They attack us back for 3, so we just end up at 17. All right. We'll pass the turn. We can Chillbringer it next turn. Noxious Grudian. Yep. Pass. We'll adapt. Make that super gross noise. And let's attack. Chillbringer down the lifelink creature. It's a great little animation. Blinks red, just like, no, we're tapping you down. Opponent also flushed with lands here. We'll hold on to this mountain for now. Okay. Let us skewer this critic. Play our mountain, and then we'll play our hybrid. Threatening lethal next turn. Little does our opponent know, of course. Pass. No blocks. Kaya's Wrath. We're not no longer threatening lethal. Well, that did not feel good at all. Okay. Wraths are so brutal and limited because, I mean, we're not playing around it. Like, I might play around, like, Cry the Carnarium, but I'm not playing around Kaya's Wrath. That's just not going to happen. Man. I'm going to take at least one hit from this before we collision it. I would like to get something better. Right on time. Okay. So I think I have to do it now because so this puts us to 6. The next turn will be 4-2. So otherwise, if we do it now, it puts us to 8. Then they can attack for 3-3. They have to play another creature. We'll take one more hit. Gate Colossus. Just as expected. Okay, well, you know. Wow. Brutal. Brutal. Did not expect the Kaya's Wrath. I thought we were doing great. And we were not. We were not doing great. Opponent was setting us up for the fall. Alright, game 2. This is a solid hand. We don't have red yet, but I'm a believer that we'll find it. We'll start with our hybrid. The best thing about that last game is we had a lot of riot creatures to come in and still just like clean up, but it was for naught. Dagger caster, all right. We're still gonna find our red, right? Opponent's got something. Oh man, they got a scry one. Sky to the top, they found a land, okay. The game will continue. Asked it out. Okay, well in that case we're going to save this Fairy Duelist. And we're going to attack into the roustabout. They're going to block. They're not going to block. Okay, that's also fine. Gore Clan Wrecker. Surely it's +1/+1, right? Yeah. That one's hard to pass up as a 2/2 with haste. You really got to be getting your opponent good. Okay, we'll pass. Fairy Duelist can get one of them in combat potentially. Oh, got an inheritance. Okay. Come to respect this card. You do need a clock. You can't just sit behind it and be content. Which is why our opponent's going to attack here. We'll go ahead and Fairy Duelist. And I'm less concerned. We're obviously walking with the Duelist and then the hybrid just in case something could go wrong. Though I doubt it. I don't know of a one black mana trick. We are going to make our Sar form a 6/6, but I'll give our opponent the opportunity to block if they so wish. Nope. Okay. Well, we'll do it anyway. I'd rather them block than not. Just to get the roustabout off of the table. Okay. Opponent can't cast Kai's Wrath for at least 2 turns. Opponent can't attack. They're forced to block this turn. Then we'll adapt the Area Moculus. Opponent takes 4, they go to 4, then they're going to go to 5 on their turn. They have the opportunity to go to 9. Okay, that's a blocker. Can still go to 9. Would love to draw a red. Ugh, that'd have been too good, right? Drawing a red there. Opponent, you're not done for yet. You got a 1. All right, here comes Rakdos off the top for our opponent. We lose all the flips. Don't draw red mana for 2 more turns and die. That's how this game's gonna go. Nope, Trumpeteer. Okay. Opponent is still technically not dead on board. Now they are. Could have sacrificed their inheritance to get another turn. I think now it's a good game. Okay. All right. Stole that one with no red. All right. On 7, we have a slow hand, but we do have some of our more powerful cards, and we have the Shark to Crab Bulrock Clan Crusher combination. Say that 3 times fast. You probably can't. I could do it. I practiced before the game started. Ooh, Gatebreaker Ram. That was a good draw. That was a very good draw. The old Farm hybrid. Sorin form. Sorenon Fawn. Or in form hybrid. No blocks. Okay. This is going to get haste then. I can tell you that. As it often does. Since I imagine that our opponent here is probably going to play another gate sometime in our future. Which means he's going to have vigilance. Okay. Alright, they want to race. I suppose we can race. Just in case this can untap. Just in case. Alright. Time to play our Shark. Oh no, Frilled Mystic. That's no good. We're taking 8 here? I don't care for that. Okay, so if that is the case, I think we're going to need to go Fairy Duelist on defense. Try to make up a little bit of ground. Okay, so Fairy Duelist. Let's get the Ram. We're going to block here, 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 and hopefully just take 3. If we take more than that, then we're going to be in trouble. Okay. We do not. That's good. Okay, opponent has their own Shark to Crab. Oh, if only we had 1 more mana, that would be spectacular. So they're going to tap 1 thing. They're going to be forced to chump. Okay. Well, I would rather chump with anything but the hybrid, only because we want to make this big and then brawl next turn. Okay. What are we tapping? Tapping? Okay, sure. This doesn't have trample or anything, so... Opponent cannot attack without... I mean, we basically trade our Fairy Duelist for their Frilled Mystic if they attack with both. Or, alternatively, we could just lose the game on the spot. So there's that. We'll take their Shark to Crab down with us. That one got out of hand quickly. All right, we're down 1-2. We have a slightly better curve. Cards aren't as powerful, but that didn't help at all last time. So, and we'll play the hybrid. And on the play, all right, now that we have the opportunity to get in, it is more damage to go haste. If they didn't play a creature, then I would have selected +1/+1 counter. But with a creature, then in haste it is. Not being able to block is, I feel like it's pretty crucial. Okay, gain some life. All right, opponent getting aggressive. I like it. We will get equally as aggressive. Our Gravelhide Goblin. This goblin is set in gravel. many times in its life. It's the only thing I can imagine. You'd think it'd be more powerful than a 2-1 when it's like a Wolverine Pyro combination going on here, right? But you never know. I will not trade your 2-1 that's already gotten its scry for my 2-1 that can get bigger. That just won't do. Let's see. We're just play Mana Spider. Call it a day. Wait until next turn. We can make our hybrid bigger. Back to the Gravelhide Goblins. Maybe they're just passive. Gravelhide Goblin does look a little scared, so it could be that. So maybe not using these to the best of their ability. Who knows? Just a theory. So we make this a 6/6. I can block here, here. And triple block. We can get 2 of their creatures. That seems pretty good. And if they don't, then they just take 2. I'll spend my 6 mana for 2 of their creatures. That's fine. Yeah, they can just take 2. Sounds good. I'm content with that if they're content with that. Guardian Project. So this essentially says, whenever they play a creature, if they don't already have it, they draw a card. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. No attacks from our opponent. We'll make it bigger. And let's attack here. If they try to double block, we have all sorts of things we can do to make it inconvenient for them. Okay. That's just a single block. So that I'm definitely fine with. And second main, we'll just play another Sorrowform hybrid and pass the turn. Summary Judgment on the Mammoth Spider. That's just, it's going to happen. We can't really do anything about it. Imagine there's not going to be a much attacking. They're thinking about it. No attacking. Okay. And the question is, do we want to beat up their area Moculus? And I think the answer is yes. Okay, the answer is definitely yes. All right. This is not a great hand. We're on the play. If we were on the draw, we'd consider this, but I think we can do better on a mulligan. Yeah, that's better. I mean, we're gonna scry land at the bottom and non-land at the top. We'll keep that. We'll keep Mammoth Spider. We can play on turn 4. Open the gates. Open those gates. Gruul Guildgate. Arguably the best one. Just a door. Hard to argue with that. Simic Guild. I was gonna say Simic Guildgate would be our best draw. This can now add 3. We'll go to +1/+1 counter this time. We're not exactly trying to push through damage. And I think we should be done drawing lands. Not that we can select, but I'd like to be done drawing lands to clarify. We'll play Mammoth Spider here. Attack for 2 because we can. Chillbringer solid. Okay. More gravelly hide goblins. Ooh. Alright. So... I think I just want to play this amplifier. That's got to be good with this Claimer Shaman. Okay, first thing we're going to do is attack. Let's see what happens. See if anything changes. They could give their creature +4/+2. And that would be bad. They didn't. They could have. Alright. Let's see what this can do. This is why we drafted this card. We didn't draft it to not draw it. That would have been the second draft for me had I drafted this and then just not ever played it. Let's see what this can do. We got our worst thing out, so let's hit something crazy. Let's make this big. Show them. Okay, so it's a 4/4. Not terrible. Okay, we're going to lock down the Mammoth Spider. And we're going to attack here, here, here. And the 2/3 cannot block. You going to take 7? Block our 2/2 with your 2/1? Okay. Now these go on the bottom in a random order. So you know there's a Skewer the Critics on the bottom. Saurform Shaman on the bottom. Saurform Hybrid on the bottom. This will be a 3/5, another 3/5 next turn. Worst case scenario. Okay, what do we hit? No whammies. Okay, so it's a 4/2. All right. We'll attack with all of these. Opponent does have to have something. Not much. Essentially, any trick will keep them alive. As long as it doesn't only increase their Rubble Slinger's power and toughness. Okay. Let's adapt. Do they have a removal spell? They better use it because this sound is super gross. Okay, they do. Oh no, are we listening to this noise for the rest of the game? Hopefully not. Okay, good. Okay. Opponent's at 2. We've traded some resources to get them down. They have to play another flyer or reach creature. Okay. That doesn't do it. Now they could fight one of our creatures. That would be very inconvenient. Be quite inconvenient indeed. Well, we have to attack. Assume they don't have it. Oh no, this doesn't have flying. What am I doing? Oh, I've made a terrible mistake. Oh, just a terrible, terrible mistake. Well, I guess we saved the Chillbringer. That's awful. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that our Mammoth Spider had flying. Can block flyers. Does not have flying. Everyone watching at home is like, what do you mean this doesn't do it? Sure it does. It's a 5/5. You have a 3/5. Surely he won't attack his 3/5 into your opponent's 5/5. Well. We gotta keep you guys on your toes. Okay, Summit Guildgate. Not great. Surely our opponent has something after that horrendous attack of ours. Zagatar's Volley? Okay. So, what gets us out of this? That's the question. We're not blocking. Okay. So we're going to go to 4. So Island probably doesn't do it. Like for sure doesn't do it. So we're dead. Looks like that attack not gonna end us, really. We weren't gonna be able to push through this extra point of damage. We could extra 2 points of damage. We could get 1, but 2's a no go. All right, good game. Well, certainly a disappointing end. Only 2 wins, not nearly as good. I thought our deck was pretty good. We certainly, you know, anytime you have a 3-color deck with maybe not perfect fixing, it can hurt. But either way, we'll bounce back next week. We trade off hitting 7 wins and then getting 2 or 3 wins. But you know, that's magic. Sometimes you just lose. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Leave a like, a comment, a share as well. It only helps to get the word out about Journey Discovery and Thinktwice in general. And of course, if you want to listen to the podcast, search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. And of course, if you want to support the show, patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll do better next time. See you then.